Dudes, Bill and Ted Face the Music is here on VOD. After 29 years, is it most triumphant or most untriumphant? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my spoiler-free review for Bill and Ted Face the Music. Now, before I give you my opinion on this one, I ought to let you know that I don't have a ton of nostalgia connected to these movies because I finally saw them all for the first time this week. And I thought they were pretty good. They were fun and entertaining, and that's exactly what I thought of Bill and Ted Face the Music. It was pretty good. It was fun. It was entertaining. I'm going to give this third movie a solid B. That means I enjoyed it, entertained while I was watching it, but I don't feel like I have to own it, and I'm very glad this was straight to VOD instead of on the big screen. This was not something I needed to see on the big screen, and I probably would have dropped the grade to like a C+ or something if I did see it on the big screen. But straight to VOD, for me, this was the way to view it. This was the way to be able to just sit back, not think about what I'm watching, and just kind of just have fun with it and be entertained about what's going on the screen. Because to me, watching all three of these movies back to back, that's kind of the purpose of Bill and Ted. It's not something to think about or whatever. It's something to kind of just sit back, turn your brain off, and just be entertained by what you're watching. Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves, I thought they did great jobs reprising their roles. Now, obviously, they're older, so that youthfulness and that energy that they had in the first two, it's not exactly there in this one because they're older.
Bill, we've spent our whole life trying to unite the world, and I'm tired, dude.
Ted, we have a destiny to fulfill.
Yet, they did a great job in their roles because they just did a great job playing older versions of Bill and Ted. And I'm watching this going, yeah, this is Bill and Ted in their 50s. I totally see this as Bill and Ted. So as a whole, I really do think they did a good job in their roles. The one where I was kind of off a little bit was their daughters. I thought they were okay.
How you doing?
Well, you know, we're dead and we're in hell.
But how you doing?
We're good.
Like, they were fun, but it just kind of felt like they were trying to act like Bill and Ted from the first two movies, and it was just like, it's all right. I mean, they're doing a good job. They're trying to act like them while trying to be their own characters, and that was kind of the feeling that I got. So they were just okay for me. The story was kind of interesting because I think what they were trying to do was take the best parts of the first one, the best parts of the second one, and kind of meld it together for this third one grand finale. Because you have Bill and Ted who really got to get this song out, or, you know, it's the end of reality. So they got to get their song going. So they start traveling to the future, as you get from the trailer that they're trying to steal the song from their future selves. While they're in the classic phone booth traveling through the future, you have their daughters doing what happened in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. They're going in the past throughout history to bring in historical figures to try to create a band. Now, the thing is, all of that I'm saying isn't spoilers because they already spoiled it in the trailer. So right there, if you've seen the trailer, you've already seen a good chunk of this movie, and you kind of got a good idea what the story is. They do try to, you know, I guess give a twist in the ending, but it wasn't a twist because somewhere in the beginning I went, oh, I could kind of see where this is going. Forgot about it for a little bit, got to the end of the movie, and I went, hey, didn't I predict that? I did. But do you watch Bill and Ted to have a twist ending, something you didn't see coming? No. You watch Bill and Ted to shut your brain off and enjoy it. And so, yeah, you got the daughters traveling through time, bringing the historical figures, and in some ways, I thought they did a better job with them bringing those historical figures forward than they did in the first movie, but it was also fun watching Bill and Ted face future versions of themselves.
No way! How's it going, Bill and Ted?
And it was cool when we finally brought Death back into the picture. I say finally because I really liked him in Bill and Ted's Bogus Adventure. I wish we got more of him in this movie, but I enjoyed what we got of Death in this movie. He's such a fun character. So as a whole, the story, it's what you'd expect out of a Bill and Ted story. It's nothing too deep. The time travel sort of makes sense, but mostly doesn't, but that's not why you watch it anyway. So again, having watched the first two movies for the very first time this week and watching all three of these movies back to back to back, I will say Face the Music was good. It was entertaining. I got exactly what I was expecting out of this movie. Probably not my favorite in the trilogy, but it did a pretty good job carrying on the feel that the first two movies had. And as always, Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves were great as Bill and Ted. They were most triumphant. Now, what did you think of this movie? If you have more nostalgia connected to these movies than I do, and you grew up watching these movies, would you go higher or lower with your grade? I gave it a B. What would yours be? Or if you're like me and you just experienced these movies for the very first time very recently, what would your grade be? Let's have that discussion in the comments. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian. Hit that bell by the subscribe button so you're notified from my next movie review, ranking video, theological analysis, or anything else I do here. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.